After weeks of meeting and discussions, President Barack Obama announced his nominee for the Supreme Court. The approved by the Senate Solicitor General Elena Kagan could help shape America long after President Obama is no longer in the White House. But the president's pick would not only have an imprint on his presidency or legacy, but also on the lives of millions of Americans, as well as millions of women. Retiring Justice John Paul Stevens, the 90-year-old liberal icon and the leader of the left side of the court, will likely be replaced by a woman. It would be the first time 3 women will serve on the bench simultaneously. According to the Census Bureau, women make up more than 50% of the U.S. population, but remain a minority in the Supreme Court. As important as it may be to have equal representation, how significant is the gender factor when considering the next judge?
I think it should be considered, but I think the nomination should be made for someone who's qualified, whether they're male or female or whatever ethnic background they come from.
Women's rights attorney Jack Tuckner says it takes more than one quality to make the right candidate.
Gender is probably not the most important factor. Obviously, we had a Supreme Court justice, the first one, Sandra Day O'Connor, who was a conservative and did not always vote in accord and alignment with women's empowerment and women's issues. So if we can get a woman who's also a progressive and a liberal and smart as a whip and not someone who's going to have 10 years before they drop dead on the bench, terrific.
Peter Beinart, senior political writer for the Daily Beast and a professor at CUNY, argued in a recent column that Obama should empower the underrepresented 80% women in America, the moms.
As difficult as things are, people need inspiration, and people need the sense that it's possible to do, and that's why Obama has been an important figure for African Americans. It's why Sotomayor is presumably an important figure for Latinos and particularly Latinas. So I think in that regard, I think you can argue that these role models do matter. I think one of the reasons that you want several women or several minorities is that way it's not so tokenistic. You have a number of people, they can disagree. Some of them may be better judges than others, but just as you have that variety amongst white men, you'd have that same variety. And so I think that's why it would be nice to see us get to 3 women on the Supreme Court.
3 women doesn't necessarily mean one voice. Appointed by President Clinton, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a member of the court's liberal minority. Justice Sonia Sotomayor is also considered liberal, although she hasn't been a part of any major ruling on abortion rights. Elena Kagan has voiced her opposition to the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, but is also known as someone who reached out to conservatives in the past and supported a ban on late-term abortions. The president is hoping to have a new Supreme Court judge sworn in before the end of summer. The court, with more women than ever, could possibly select and vote on issues that will benefit all Americans, women and men alike. For the CUNY Graduate School of Journalism, I'm Dana Rappaport.